Hello students, I welcome you again in this class for the students of Standard 9th. Today in this session, we will study the literary devices of this poem, Rain on the Roof. So let's start to read the first paragraph. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres. In this first line, there are three types of figure of speech as here it is presented before you. First one, in this word humid hover. Here H consonant sound is repeated. You can see humid hover, H consonant sound is repeated. So we are getting figure of speech alliteration. Repetition of consonant sound is called alliteration. Next figure of speech in this first line as well, this metaphor. And metaphor, the clouds are compared to shadows. Here the clouds are humid. Humid means cloud, shadows. These clouds are compared to and shadows. And what is metaphor? Indirect comparison between two unlike objects where comparison is taken for granted. So here indirect comparison between the clouds and shadows. Here cloud are compared to shadows. So figure of speech we are getting metaphor. Next figure of speech in this humid shadows we are getting metonymy as well, because the word humid shadows represents the cloud. And what is metonymy? Represented by another closely related meaning. So here humid shadows, their another closely related meaning is the cloud. So student, I think you have understood. There are three figure of speech in this first line. First one alliteration, metaphor and metonymy, and it is explained before you. Move to second line. Over all the starry spheres. Here starry spheres, S consonant sound is repeated in the word starry sphere. So which figure of speech here we are getting? Alliteration. So students, another figure of speech is also we are getting in this word starry spheres. Second one is metonymy, because starry spheres represent the stars in the sky. And what is metonymy? A thing is represented by another closely related meaning. So starry spheres, another meaning is the stars in the sky. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in the rainy tears. Here we are getting next figure of speech, personification. The inanimate darkness is given the human quality. This darkness is inanimate, but it has given the human quality of melancholy and gently weeps. Melancholy means yes, sadness, and gently weeps. So when the inanimate objects are said to have the human qualities, the figure of speech we are getting personification. So inanimate darkness is given the human quality of being melancholy and gently weeping. Next figure of speech also we are getting in this line, in this sentence as well. Second one, transferred epithet. The adjective melancholy has been transferred from the poet to the darkness. Here the adjective melancholy has been transferred to the poet with the darkness. Right? Another figure of speech we are getting, transferred epithet. What is transferred epithet? Here it means the epithet or adjective is transferred from its original noun to another closely related meaning. Another figure of speech of this sentence, melancholy darkness, we are getting hyperbole. There is an overstatement that the darkness is sad and gently weeps. Here this is the overstatement of the poet, the darkness is sad and gently weeps. So here we are getting three types of figure of speech. First one personification, second transferred epithet, and third hyperbole in this third line. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. Here we are getting metonymy. The word press the pillow represents going to sleep. So students, the word press the pillow, here the figure of speech we are getting metonymy. It means another closely related of this words is going to sleep. Of a cottage chamber bed. Here the figure speech C. C consonant sound is repeating in this word cottage chambers. The figure speech we are getting alliteration. And lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Here we are getting figure of speech onomatopoeia. The word patter suggests the sound of the rain. In this word, the word patter suggests the sound of the rain. So we are getting figure of speech onomatopoeia. Next one, exclamation. An exclamatory form is used for poetic effect. Here, next figure of speech of the soft rain overhead, we are getting figure of speech exclamation because exclamatory form is used for poetic effect. So students, these are the figures of speech used by the poet in this sentence. In the first paragraph, move to second. Okay, yes students, before you it is given in the written form all the figure of speech. Alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. First, humid hover, H sound is repeating. Starry spheres, S sound is repeating. Press pillow, P sound is repeating. Lie listening, L sound is repeating. Move to next figure of speech, onomatopoeia. The use of sound words to create dramatic effect and auditory imagery. Patter is the use of sound word. It is the sound made by the raindrop falling on the rooftop. Next figure of speech here in this first paragraph. Personification, treating a non-living thing as a living being, as darkness has been personified when he says that it is said. Another one figure of speech, transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Here in melancholy darkness, the darkness is not melancholy, but it refers to the sad people. Metaphor, the clouds are compared to shadows in sentence when the humid shadows hover. Metonymy as well, the word humid shadows represents the cloud, the word starry spheres represents the stars in the sky, the word press the pillow represents going to sleep. So it is explained before you, right? So every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. First figure of speech we are getting in this first line, onomatopoeia, because the tinkle represents the sound effect, and second line has an echo in the heart. Here echo also represents the sound effect. So we are getting figure of speech, tinkle and echo, onomatopoeia. Another figure of speech of this second sentence we are getting synecdoche. Here heart, the part heart stands for the poet. Here, and a thousand dreamy fancies into busy being start, an overstatement that there are thousand dreamy fancies. So we are getting figure of speech hyperbole. Into busy being start, and the figure of speech in this line we are getting busy being. B consonant sound is repeating, so we are getting figure of speech alliteration. And a thousand recollections weave their air thread into wove, hyperbole. An overstatement that there are thousand recollection. Here a overstatement of the poet that there are thousand recollection. We are getting figure of speech hyperbole in this sentence. And another one, weave their air thread into wove. Here the sound is repeating in this word, their threads. So we are getting figure of speech alliteration. As I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Onomatopoeia, the word patter suggests the sound of the rain. We are getting figure of speech onomatopoeia, the word patter suggests the sound of the rain. And alliteration, the sound of the consonant R is repeating in the word rain and roof. Another figure of speech in the last line of the second paragraph, rain roof. R consonant sound is repeating in the word rain roof. These are the figure of speech used in the second paragraph. In the written form also given before you, here second stanza 2, the figures of speech used. Alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. Busy being, B sound is repeating. Their thread, the sound is repeating. Rain, roof, R sound is repeating. Next one, onomatopoeia, the use of the sound word to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. Tinkle, patter, sound made by the raindrops. Next one, personification, treating a non-living thing as a living being. Recollection is personified when he says that they weave dreams. Another figure of speech, transferred epithet, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Dreamy fancies, it does not mean that the fancies are dreamy, but refers to the people who have dreams, right? Last paragraph. Now in memory comes my mother as she used in years ago. Here, first figure of speech in this last paragraph. First figure of speech in this first line. Here we are getting metonymy because memory, the word memory represents imagination or thoughts. We are getting figure of speech, metonymy. Anastrophe, there is an inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. Also in this first sentence we are getting figure of speech in anastrophe because the sentence is not constructed in a proper way. There is inversion in the construction of the sentence. So which figure of speech we are getting? Anastrophe. As she used in years ago to regard the darling dreamers. Here metonymy, the word darling dreamer represents the children. We are getting figure of speech metonymy in darling dreamer because the word darling dreamer represents the children. Alliteration, the sound of the consonant D is repeated in the word darling dreamer. And next figure of speech in this sentence, in this word darling dreamer, there are two figure of speech. First one metonymy and second one alliteration because the consonant sound D is repeating in the word darling dreamer. Here she left them till the dawn. Metonymy, the word left them represent let them sleep. Here we are getting figure of speech. In this sentence, the word left them means let them sleep. So metonymy, the figure of speech is here. Oh, feel her fond look on me. Exclamation. Exclamatory form is used for poetic effect. Oh, feel her fond look on me. We are getting figure of speech exclamation because exclamatory form is used in this sentence. Oh. As I listen to this refrain which is played upon the singers by the patter of the rain. The next figure of speech we are getting here, onomatopoeia, the word played suggests the sound of the rain. The word played suggests the sound of the rain. The figure of speech we are getting onomatopoeia. Next one, another figure of speech, onomatopoeia as well. Patter suggests the sound of the rain. So these are the figure of speech used in this third paragraph. In a written form also given before you. Alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. Memory, my mother, here M sound is repeating. Darling dreamer, D sound is repeating. Onomatopoeia, the use of sound words to create a dramatic effect and auditory imagery. Patter, sound of raindrops falling on the shingle of the roof. Next move to next figure of speech, metonymy, the word fancy represent imagination or thoughts. The word darling dreamer represents the children. Anastrophe, there is an inversion in the construction of the sentence for poetic effect. In the sentence, now in memory comes my mother. Here students correct it in the word fancy. It is wrong here, so we will change here memory. So now in fancy comes my mother in the place of memory. So these are the figure of speech used in this stanza 3. So I think all you would have understood. Study well, keep learning. Thank you.